Good morning and welcome to the Senate and House Judiciary Conference Committee on Senate Bill 286. The conference committee will come to order, and just to reiterate to those who are just tuning in and to keep everyone updated, the Senate still has offered on Senate Bill 286 to agree to Section 6 of the bill, which is on page 9. At lines 27 through 35, which would be an extension of current law, already agreed to by the House and Senate, extend current law for business immunity from liability in a civil action for a COVID-19 claim if the person was acting pursuant to and in substantial compliance with public health directives applicable to the activity giving rise to the cause of action when the cause of action accrued. And what Section 6 does then is extend that same immunity from civil liability from to January 20th of 2023. And the House has had that offer for about almost a day. No, it was offered yesterday afternoon and has been conferring with House leadership, is my understanding. And my understanding is also that Senate leadership has been talking with House leadership. So I think I've stated it correctly and just wanted to know then, is the House ready to accept the Senate position?
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. You are correct that I do believe our leaderships are visiting with each other. We are not yet in a position to be able to accept your position. As I indicated yesterday, we don't want to give up the protections for our hospitals and our nurses and other healthcare providers, nor are we quite yet willing to give up the protections that we had in our offer that would say that someone couldn't deny services in a medical care facility for someone based upon their vaccination status. We certainly think that's important. And so we are working with leadership and with the revisers to try to come up with some language that may work in 286. It may work in the House shell we left open yesterday. I'm not quite sure what it looks like yet, but we have been working on that all night and most of this morning. I think we're getting close to having something to share with you, but we're not quite there yet. I think we might be able to have something by 1:30-ish, if that would work for you.
We'll appreciate the update, and I'm glad to hear that the House is considering something akin possibly to what the Senate offer was yesterday morning, and it was the language that we had understood that the Senate leadership and House leadership had already agreed to, and it was the COVID-19 vaccination status issue that you just brought up, and the language that the Senate had offered was on and after the effective date of this act. The provisions of this section shall not apply to a healthcare provider that denies healthcare services to a person based solely on such person's COVID-19 vaccination status. And that is something that, again, the Senate offered yesterday, and the understanding was that the leadership of each chamber had agreed to that, and it didn't get agreed to in this committee, so then the Senate offered its position where we are today and yesterday afternoon with Section 6. So the Senate, as was stated yesterday, is still in a position to consider and look at the COVID-19 vaccination status issue to make sure that Kansans aren't denied health care services solely based on such person's COVID-19 vaccination status, and to continue those discussions, as well as for our health care workers that are the other parts of 286. But the point was, on Section 6, it was something that the House and the Senate have been in agreement on since, I think, 2020, when, if we could get a check from the reviser when Section 6 first became law, I think it was 2020, special session of June 2020, so almost for 2 years. So with that, then, it looks like, unless you have a comment.
Just to clarify a couple things. While you may have been advised that there was an agreement, I was never advised that there was an agreement between House and Senate leadership. I know they've been having those discussions, and while the language that we had previously agreed to covers 80 or 90% of healthcare providers, we just continue to want to make sure we get it right and visit with the stakeholders. I think we'll get there. I'm confident of that. It's just going to continue to make sure we we do it in the right manner, and so that's what we're working on.
Well, good. I think our leadership from the Senate and the House need to continue to confer and work on that. And that sounds like it's advancing in a good direction. And then so the offer from the Senate still stands to offer Section 6 of Senate Bill 286 and continue to have those other discussions. Our businesses are have had this protection for the last 2 years, and it has worked well from my understanding and wasn't something that the House changed, and it's a known Senate position as well, but understand that the House isn't ready to do that because of the other pieces the House wants to have discussions with the Senate on, though the Senate stands ready to agree to Section 6. So you were thinking then your time frame is about 1:30 today?
I think that we should have something by then or close to then to share.
And we are back on the floor in each chamber at 2 o'clock, so we can go ahead then and set the next conference committee for 1:30 p.m. unless there are any objections from the House, but I'm not seeing any. So we will go ahead then and be in recess until, or excuse me, we will adjourn until 1:30 p.m. room to be announced, but it is likely to be in this same room. Thank you.